So if you've read the title, you see why labbing doesn't give you matchup knowledge. And everybody tells you the same thing, you know, you're losing the matchup, you're getting spanked. They tell you just go lab it, go lab the matchup. I don't think it's wrong, but I think it's incomplete and misunderstood. The reason is that the knowledge that people are calling matchup knowledge is there's actually two types of knowledge. One, the lab takes perfectly, it teaches it perfectly, it handles you fine. But the other one, I don't think the lab actually can teach you at all. Now, the two types of knowledge are knowledge about and knowledge of. And just to put two distinctions between the two for this video, knowledge about is information, so think facts, and knowledge of is experience, so think about like actual practice. So the first type of knowledge we'll speak about is knowledge about. And I said it was facts, so it can be information. We're talking about Tekken. Oh, this move is minus 15 frames. This string ends in a high. Brian Snakehead just launched punishable. Or, oh, yo, that move's super linear on Reina. You can sidewalk it. This is, you know, propositional knowledge, and all that means is you can make this statement and it can be true or false. So if you have a high level of knowledge about, you know, facts. So think about a commentator commentating the top 8 in Tekken. You know, they're calling out all the frames of each move, you know, all these things about what is happening. Now, knowledge of, it is experience. And experience, you know, not necessarily facts. I don't think facts anymore. Experiences, it's almost verifiable things like, can I see the snake edge? Can I tell when my opponent wants to use something, you know, in the whole mental stat? Can I defend against something? Or can I identify like this certain situation in a match? Now, I said, you know, it can be verifiable. What I was meaning by that is, can you do it in the match? Have you played enough to realize, oh, can I do this or can I not do this? And knowledge of, the way you attain this is going through it. You know, you play to experience this. And this is, you know, experimental or practical knowledge. You know, you learn it through practice. Now, this is like the mistake I see, and I think this is why so many people, some progression for so many people is slower in Tekken or fighting games in particular. And it's, people recommend labbing so much because I think they actually think learning facts about the matchup automatically creates experience with that specific matchup, and it doesn't. So knowing Snake Edge is launched on block does not mean you're going to launch it on block in tournament. Like, you have to play and be able to do so to say you can do so. These are two different skills. So like performance in tournament versus matchup knowledge via the lab, it's just two different skills. And there's an easy example we can talk about to identify this is, say you're at an arcade, you're playing a Brian, and he's spanking you and he's snake edging you every time, over and over and over. Eventually, if you're trying to get better and win, you're gonna say, okay, he keeps launching me with this low, I'm gonna stop, I'm gonna block the low, I'm blocking the low, now you're blocking the low. Now, since you're blocking it, now the Brian player is not throwing it out anymore. So now when you're looking to block it, it's gone. And now you're saying, oh, well, he's hitting me with something else. So you stop ducking. And then the snake edge comes back because you're not ducking anymore. And then you've launched again, but then you go back to ducking. So that whole interaction there, without like you actually realizing it and maybe even intending to do so, you've sort of picked up on why at least that opponent wants to throw lows, why they stop using lows when they think you're gonna duck, and you know, when you gamble, so when he might throw the low but you say, okay, you're not, you try to call him out. And none of that came from the lab or looking through data, it all came from experience. And if we compare that to the lab, so you take the same situation to the lab, you went and played online, you got snake edged and lost a set 2-0, and you say, okay, you make Brian do snake edge, you block it over and over and over and over again, you've done it for an hour, and then you say, okay, let me add some more moves, let me throw in a 50-50, maybe I'll make him throw me. And you're sitting in the lab and you do it over and over and over and over again, and you didn't practice what happened. You may have practiced recognizing the animation and distinguishing between the two animations, You didn't practice playing Tekken. And the main distinction between the two is the lab is not the game. Now you say, okay, everybody's used the lab before. The old players may suggest the lab. Top tier players may suggest the lab. The lab isn't useless. The lab's still good, but it's good for answering questions. You know, you should play a match, and you might need to see, is something punishable? Can you sidestep it? Can I interrupt it? The match is what is teaching you why people use it, when they're using it, how often they use it, what happens when they stop, you know, what you should really actually pay attention to. One thing that I'd like to do is just look at the matches. So look at playing and then look at the lab as your employees. They do different jobs for you. They're not both doing the same thing. They both don't give you the same thing. You need to use them to work together. I think right now online, what is recommended, I think is just backwards, because it can be so hard to go through losing and just play through losing, because the only thing you can really get is rank points online if you just play online, so you don't want to lose. But people will play for 20 minutes and then they'll lab a situation for 3 hours. You know, they'll get thrown for 10 minutes and say, oh, I need to go, I wasn't ready for ranked today, I need to go lab throw breaking. And you need to play, notice that you're getting thrown, go to the lab and see, okay, can I see this? Was it being done after this move? Did he jail me into this? Is it an unbreakable throw? Answer that question and then go play. Just play more. The lab will support your experience. So when you're out there actually gaining knowledge of, we talked about that experience, you have to play to get it. The lab will not replace that. It can support it, but it will not replace it. So don't use it as a tool to replace that act of playing. So matchup knowledge isn't just knowing what the correct answer is. You know, it's recognizing the problem in a real match under pressure while everything else is happening. Knowing the facts can help you. Knowing something's minus 15 should lead you to launching it. But the experience is actually irreplaceable, I think. More games, you cannot replace it. The lab will always give you knowledge about the matchup, but the playing will give you knowledge of the matchup, actually. So you have to play. So if you do confuse both of those things and think you're getting the same thing from the lab as you would from matches, you probably will spend hundreds of hours practicing situations that won't teach you how to actually play the game. And knowing how to play the game better should make us better and make us win more and get more rank points, as we want rank points. Or if you play at a local, play at monthly, play at Evo, wherever, just have to play more. That's what you got to do.